Yo, yo, yo. What is happening, fellas? How we doing? It has been
What's
2
going
weeks,
on?
Anthony. What is going
It's 2
on, man?
weeks.
How are we?
2 weeks, man.
2
I'm
weeks.
tired. I'm gonna be honest. I'm tired.
Bubby's
Yeah.
been hitting the gym. It's time to get it going, Bubby. But it's been making
Small
him tired.
Bubby. Small Bubby. Medium Bubby. Put it up. Small Bubby.
Every single
Medium
time we get
Bubby.
home, small Bubby's tired. Small Bubby's tired.
Small Bubby's tired, man.
But yeah, dude, it's been 2 weeks and I have popcorn stuck in my teeth. Anyways, it's been 2 weeks. Anthony, how have you been since the last time we talked to everyone on this wonderful YouTube channel?
Basically to sum it up, St. Patty's weekend was a blast. Vegas trip was a blast. Shout out to Zooch. Congratulations on your the wedding and everything coming up soon. And thank you for having us out at your bachelor party. We really appreciate it. So that was kind of insane. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, it's just mental and physical exhaustion. Back-to-back weekends from St. Patty's and then Vegas. And on top of that, me just getting back into the gym and getting back into that kind of routine. Yeah, it's
Small Bubby's tired.
It's been a lot. Yeah,
He's
Small
tired.
Bubby's pretty tired right now. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I completely forgot that in that 2-week span we had both these weekends back to back, and I'm gonna explain it just a little bit. But we do want to get into it. We have a kind of a shorter segment today, which is nice, so that you guys can be kind of jam packed with a good amount of news, and then we'll play a little game at the end. But yeah, the last 2 weekends have been fucking crazy. I kind of forgot that it's been 2 weeks since then. So
yeah,
last weekend was St. Patty's weekend. We had Blake and our other buddy Jorge come in. Just had a hell of a weekend, honestly.
Shout out to Blake and Jorge for coming down to visit us.
Fun. Yes. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for coming. A really greasy but fun weekend. And then we had Zooch's bachelor party. And if you guys don't know, Zooch is a part of Zooch and Wild. He just got married, or he's going to get married. I'm sorry, but we just went to Vegas for his bachelor party, and that was a blast. I was up 360 leaving the trip, which I'm pretty excited about, but no one topped him. He is up about $7,000. So Zooch, congrats on winning 2 times with a wife and $7,000 for fiance, I should say. But yeah, it's been a crazy 2 weeks. And then last week, we mentioned that Keaton will no longer be with us. RIP. Keaton, we love you. If you want to join, you know where to find us. Anyways,
thank God we don't have to listen to that Seattle fucking banter.
Fuck Seattle. We mentioned that Cody, who was a part of a different segment with Settle Down, might be joining us because This About That is no longer a thing. And he is going to be joining us next week. I think that he will be with us for at least the offseason, maybe through the actual year 2, but he will be our 3rd member. That is all the good news that I have. Anthony, are you ready to actually talk some ball?
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm so down.
Let's get into it.
Green 18. Red 48. Settle down. Wide 80. Set hut.
We suck. We suck. Get rid of Belichick. Get rid of Mac Jones. Get rid of our entire fucking receiving core.
You guys are 2-8.
That's what I thought.
2-7, 2-8. It doesn't matter. We still suck.
So Seahawks played the Ravens. Final score was 28-25. Geno Smith, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Anyway, not really much to write home about that game. Just
right.
This is egregious.
I don't think Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback in the NFC.
Wait, are you putting Justin Herbert over Jared Goff?
Yes.
It was like an interview for like a new podcast company. Called Brazzers. I mean, you could see I'm literally in the headquarters right now, dude.
God, Zach, you even had the Elmo laugh in our freaking intro.
God. Come on. All my coworkers are starting to make fun of me with it too. I can't get away from it. And then that random Colombian girl who we'll probably talk about next week just made fun of my smile. She said, yeah, he's attractive, but why does he smile like this? I can't help it. I can't. You're a fucking prick. The issue is you and Cody have it down, so I just know whenever I'm going to crash out, Cody's just going to be like, however the fuck he does it, dude. Fucked up. I can't help it. Okay? Fuck.
Well, enough from that. Just I had to give him a little bit of shit, that's not related to football. We had to give out a little something else. But speaking of football, this is what you guys came here for. This is what you guys want to listen to. Why don't we jump into it just a little bit here, shall we? Yeah, I mean, we can just jump straight into it. Elephant in the room. Mr. Unlimited goes to the Giants on a 1-year, $21 million deal with $10.5 million guaranteed. Zach, I have one question for you. And everyone listening real quick, we're going to keep everything pretty short and sweet, straight to the point. And I'm just going to be straight to the point. Giants, what the fuck are you doing? This is your third quarterback. This is your third quarterback you signed this offseason. And guess what? You guys are probably going to draft one in the draft.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Anthony, let me go through this. March 8th, 2025. The New York Giants re-signed Tommy DeVito to a 1-year, $1.03 million contract. Okay, cool. You have 2 quarterbacks on your roster now. You get rid of one, and then you bring in Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston signs a 2-year, $8 million contract worth up to $16 million in incentives, right? So now you have 2 quarterbacks, one that has played a little bit younger, and one that is a veteran that has moved around to every single team in the NFL, who's a great guy. Then you go and you get fucking Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson for a 1-year, $21 million fucking deal. Your depth chart right now is Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Tommy DeVito, and number 4, who will be the quarterback that you draft. What the fuck are we doing?
And let's be honest here. The quarterback that they're going to draft, it's going to be Shador.
What are we doing? This doesn't make sense at all.
Makes no sense. So they're just going to have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. They got to drop one. They got to get rid of one now. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't get it. New York, what the fuck are you doing?
They're making the number 3 pick, right? And I think the Titans, we'll talk about this later, but I think the Titans will take a quarterback. I don't think the Cleveland Browns will. Or maybe they will. I don't know. There's a possibility they will. But the New York Giants are in prime time fucking position to take another quarterback. And the only thing that I can see them doing right now is the way that all of these coaches and teams and players have gone about signing a veteran and then making a quarterback their backup for a little bit until they're better than the veteran. They learn a little bit from the veteran, kind of like the Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith thing, and then they become the starter. However, you have 3 guys, 3 veterans that could be doing that. Yeah. 3, it makes no sense. You've spent more than fucking 8. If he does get the incentive, 16 plus 20, you've spent $40 million on quarterbacks, and that's not even with the rookie that you're going to get. And you don't even know who's going to be the starter, who's going to be the veteran guy. It's flabbergasting. It doesn't even make sense. And then you flip the side. What the fuck is Russell Wilson doing?
Yeah. I don't know.
He went from the Steelers, who was mediocre, to the Giants, who are bad. And he's an old fucking quarterback who wants to win again. You are not going to win with the Giants.
No. I don't know.
It makes 0 sense for both sides. I'll say that.
If I was a Giants fan right now, I'm not going to lie, I'd be punching the wall. Or at this point, honestly, I'd just be laughing, kind of just going, whoop, I didn't expect anything else, really. So
and this is why we're bad.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'd say.
Yep, this is why we got rid of Saquon. Went to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much. Well, let's just keep this going just a little bit here, just while we kind of stay on the topic here of players, getting I wouldn't say traded necessarily, but picked up. For example, the Patriots. We kind of have ourselves a little bit of a situation here. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 situation here, but we did get the number 1 diva in the NFL. Stefon Diggs has signed with the Patriots, 3-year, $69 million deal. $69 million. Now, I've been going back and forth with this personally, me.
This a lot.
Yeah, Zach and I have already talked about this quite a bit. At first, I wasn't the biggest fan of it because I think my biggest thing with this is I think he's getting overpaid. I think it's his name. I think it's the name that he's made and how good he used to be. And now he's like, oh, it's Stefon Diggs, overpaid. Definitely a little washed for sure. But I think what's going to be nice is veteran experience and having someone who used to be this good way back then, well, not way back then, but back then in the NFL, right, in his early days, and kind of showing Drake May what that's all about, really. And I honestly think if he's not going to be a big, huge diva, I think he'll be great in the locker room. If he's not going to go into his old selfish diva ways that he normally does. If he doesn't do that and he just stays in with his head and it helps out Drake May, I think he's a great fit for the locker room. I think he'll be a great wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2.
Yeah, so honestly, at first, I did not like it that much just because he is getting paid roughly $23 million a year. And if you look at the top 20 wide receivers paid in the league, he's roughly like 16, 17-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at that, and he's basically getting paid wide receiver 1 money, which, again, it is Stefon Diggs, who in his prime was one of the best, if not the best receiver for a couple years. So I get that. However, I think the biggest complaint that I had was him getting overpaid. If they would have paid him like 20 or 17, I would have been like, okay, that's a hell of a deal. But they're paying him to go in and be the number 1 wide receiver. However, I will say this, it is Stefon Diggs, and there's a lot of pros and cons that come with it. Number 1, Stefon plays with a chip on his shoulder every single fucking time. The Bills have let him go. Houston has now let him go, and he's torn his ACL. Everyone is doubting him, right? So if you think about it in that way, Stefon can definitely have a good year just based off of motivation alone. And number 2, the worst thing that can happen is he's a diva in the locker room, which with the Patriots, why would he be? There's no one to compete with, no disrespect. But there's no reason for him to be. So, okay, those are the 2 sides of Stefon that you get. You're either going to get a guy that is very productive and is going to be good in the locker room because he doesn't have to compete with someone and is the wide receiver 1, or you're going to get a guy that's a diva because Mac Hollins takes some of his receptions. Not going to happen. So no matter what, I think it's going to be good, and I think it will be good for Drake May too. Drake May will be able to see like kind of a veteran wide receiver and how he moves. It's going to be good for the Patriots. I give it like a C+, B-. And the more I think about it, I continue to raise my grade. Because at first I was like, it's like a C, like I could see it going wrong, but who's going to make him a diva? Like at this point in his career, all he wants to do is win, you know, and I don't know if he's going to do that with the Patriots, but like with the Bills, he was upset because he wasn't getting the ball from Josh Allen. With Houston, he was upset because he had to fucking, you know, share the rock with 3 other guys, and he was getting hurt and got hurt. And obviously that fucking offense is prolific, but excuse me, with the Patriots, I don't think he has anyone to compete with, and realistically, it's a good move. As long as he's not a diva, I like it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, moving on from this, and before we get into any of the other stuff, speaking of divas, Zach, there's a little bit of insight with Brandon Ayuk right now. The Diva 2.0, right in front of Debo at this point. The 49ers. The 49ers are
Debo. I can say that now. You're right.
So the 49ers are open to trading Ayuk, but no teams are interested in making a deal due to his contract, especially after his ACL injury. That's just a little funny topic right there because, I mean, his contract is so expensive, and on top of that, coming off of his ACL injury, pretty insane stuff. And on top of that, I mean, like I said, he's a diva. Yes, I know we just got the main diva, but I'm just saying, like, got to point it out there. But Zach, why don't you continue on this since you're the Niner fan?
Yeah. Like we said, there's not like a ton to talk about, at least in this segment, because a lot of the stuff happened like once free agency opened, and we're about 2 to 3 weeks in. So we're getting some stories that are kind of reiterated. We already knew this with Brandon. We already knew that Brock Purdy's going to get paid $50 million and that they're talking with him and contract negotiations, this, blah, blah, blah. However, they did give a little bit more insight and said that there were some teams that called about him, but the Niners were asking for too much money because he got injured last year with a crazy, nasty knee and ACL injury, right? And so I told you, I was like, dude, I think the Patriots trying to get him makes sense. I guarantee you the Patriots were one of the teams that called about him. However, he will not be traded because of his knee. And I said that multiple times. And you were like, yeah, he would be a good fit. And I do think he'd be a good fit with the Patriots, but it doesn't make sense for either side to really trade him. And if you're the Patriots, you're going to be paying $8 million more for a younger star who got injured. You don't really know what you're getting. Otherwise, you can get a veteran, and that's what you did. You went and got Stefon. So for the Patriots, it didn't make sense. But for other teams, I could see it. I just didn't think the Niners would ever pull the trigger, and they're not. They're not going to. After getting rid of Debo, they got to have some pivotal players and some key players that will actually make plays. And Honestly, I think if Brandon Ayuk does come back healthy, he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. That's my honest opinion. He's not going to get traded. They won't trade him, and that's that. And we'll probably talk about Brock once it gets closer and how he's going to get overpaid. And I fully do believe if he gets paid $50 to $55 million, which they're saying he's going to get overpaid. But it's just kind of common. This is the stuff that we've seen. Like, I'm not too worried about it.
Right.
Now, if Brock got paid 60, then I'd be worried. Or if Brandon actually got fucking traded, then I would be like, what the fuck? That would shock me. So this offseason's been fucking crazy. If he got traded, that would shock me.
Right. Oh, and just while we're on the topic of the Niners, by the way, we didn't have this written down, but Juice was re-signed back with the Niners.
Yes,
so, there you go. There's a popular name right there.
Yes,
so,
that happened right after we recorded our last week.
Yes,
last episode.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm excited.
There you go.
Juice is back, baby. Juice is back. That was the only good thing during the offseason. The only good thing.
For you guys. Well, you know who's not getting signed? Trey Lance. What happened to you, buddy? God, you're such a bum. Listen to this, Zach. Trey Lance might already be out of the NFL. Ask why.
Why?
Lance still hasn't signed with an NFL team in 2 weeks into free agency. Currently promoting the Canadian Football League's Rough Riders to add him to their negotiation list. This was Monday.
If you don't know, the Canadian Football League, and I believe the UFL, they get like a certain amount of players where they can try to grab from the NFL. And that typically is the better free agents that don't get signed. Trey Lance is a young quarterback that, if you guys don't know, unfortunately, my team, the 49ers, traded a lot for, thinking that he would be a star, and then he wasn't. And he went to the Cowboys and did not do anything there, and now has been a free agent, and hasn't even got a team to make an offer on him in 2 to 3 weeks. I will say this pretty confidently. That is the worst move of the Kyle Shanahan era. It didn't completely fuck us, but it is the worst move. And Trey Lance, you are a CFL player now. Hey, learn maple syrup, bud. That's all I'm going to tell you. That is fucking crazy, though. Like, hold on. Trey Lance, I believe, is 26.
26? Dude, that guy sucks.
Trey Lance age 24. He was born in 2000. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah, buddy, time to pack your
God.
bags. Go learn the Canadian what is it?
Wait,
what is it? National anthem.
Yeah. Dude, oh my god, Trey Lance is 24. Born in 2000. This was the trade. 49ers in the 2021 first round drop. Oh my god, got the first round pick, number 3 overall. And then they traded to the Dolphins the 2020 first round pick, which was our number 12. The 2022 first round pick was the number 29. The 2022 third round pick, which was the number 101 overall, and the 2023 first round pick, which was number 29. For a guy that's not even in the league! What the fuck were we thinking? Oh my god, dude. I'm just flabbergasted. He's 24 at.
Oh, this guy sucks.
You are a bum, dude. Go drink some maple syrup. Oh my god.
Oh
wow.
Man.
What the fuck were we doing? I'm gonna crash
I don't
out
even
again.
know. I know you are.
Niners segment.
I don't even know, man. It's too good.
Let's just wait until the fucking blind ranking. I'm gonna fully crash out after that.
Oh yeah, you are.
That's incredible though. Not good.
So JJ Watt, who joined CBS Sports in 2023 as a studio analyst on the NFL Today, will become a game analyst on CBS beginning of this season. Zach,
good for JJ.
Thoughts on this? I know.
Good for JJ.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mr. Overrated himself.
God, he's not overrated.
Hopefully he doesn't get hurt doing this. I'm telling you, he's overrated all time. I'm sorry.
Not.
He is.
He's not.
He is. He is. He had a great peak for 3 years, and then the rest of it's mediocre. However, I hope that he's a good game analyst. You know, he'll be consistent doing it. Okay, all jokes aside, JJ, in my opinion, humbly, is a little overrated all time. However, he is a phenomenal human being. And he's a great fucking game analyst, too. Last year, he was entertaining. We didn't really get to see him as much, but I think him as a game analyst, that'll be fun. I'm really curious to see who he's going to be with. I wonder who they'll pair him with. But I don't know. I think JJ knows a lot about the game. It's going to be like a Tony Romo type of deal where he probably talks like a lot about football and like reading into certain like looks the offense is giving him and stuff like that. And we'll be able to actually understand kind of like from a player's point of view, an MVP that is, of how he kind of like goes through the game and thinks about it. And I think that'll be like really good. Me personally, I like the guys that have played because they give analysis that is not similar to the guys that have not played before because they're assuming things, you know? Like Stephen A. Smith, he's a great entertainer, but he's assuming things. He's never played. But like a Tony Romo or like a J.J. Watt where they played and they could see something like, oh, that's going to happen, this, blah, blah, blah. And then they say, oh, that's the reason why it happened. That's why he was wide open. That's why he missed a tackle. To me, is really entertaining because it's like I've played, but I haven't played at that level. So I try to like understand it, and I feel like I can understand that better like that.
Right.
However, I do think that him being paired up like typically with a guy that hasn't played, it kind of like counteracts each other. There's one that's like an entertainer and one guy that has played and gives you like more information. JJ Watt's an entertainer at heart. That man can speak and do everything that he wants. So I think he's going to be a great fucking analyst no matter who he's paired with. But I do think it would be better if he was paired with a non-athlete. But do I see that? Probably not. And do I think he's going to be good? Yeah, I'm excited, honestly. I'm more and more excited for these guys to actually get into analysts or being an analyst because they know ball. Like Tom Brady, like once he like starts to like actually heat the fuck up, I'm telling you, next year he's going to be a great analyst. I guarantee it. Guarantee.
We started seeing him heat up a little bit more towards the end too, like middle to end. Yeah.
All these guys, once they get comfortable as playing as they are as being an analyst, they start to just, come out more and you could see just the game through their eyes, which is different than like a Stephen A. Smith, like I'm saying. So once these guys get comfortable and they're like super comfortable with what they're doing, and this is like their job, like football instead, right? They're going to be an analyst rather than actually playing it. You get to understand so much better. So coming from a defensive MVP, I think it's going to be awesome, but I do think he's a bit overrated. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Right. Moving on. Well, Zach, the game that we love, I don't know what's happening. The NFL is inching closer and closer to flag football. The NFL Competition Committee, bearing a last-minute switch, is likely to propose moving the spot of the touchback on kickoffs from the 30 to the 35-yard line. The league and committee have discussed that modification to attempt to further boost the rate of returns. Why?
Look, man.
Why?
I get it.
But why?
I get it. You guys want to try to make these things safer, and special teams does produce a lot of concussions. This new dynamic kickoff, we got a lot of excitement from it. There were a lot of returns, and the concussion rate went down to the fucking floor. I get it. It looks great for the NFL. No matter what you look at, all the stats, it looks great. However, this is a violent sport. If the fucking reasoning for doing this is because you want to continue to lessen the concussions, you will never get rid of that until you turn into flag football. So if we're going to move up 5 yards because it lessens the contact, which in turn lessens concussions, if that's the reasoning, the player committee, just give them flags. And the thing is, whenever the playoff committee fucking proposes something like this, it always goes through. So we'll probably see it at the 35 rather than the 30. And again, I don't mind it. Honestly, the dynamic kickoff was pretty entertaining to me. I liked it. However, we saw this last year. One fucking rule change, and then there came fucking six different ones where they're changing this, changing that, changing this. And it started with the quarterback, how you can't hit the fucking quarterback, and now it's a penalty for literally everything. It's like, no, this game is violent. Fred Warner had said it himself. He doesn't like the fucking penalties because this game is violent. Every single fucking fool that walks into the fucking stadium getting paid millions knows that this game is the most violent game in the fucking game. In the world. There's no other sport that comes close. Maybe hockey, but even so, These games are fucking violent. You know it's violent, and you get paid millions. These guys get paid millions to fucking do it. It is violent no matter how you look at it. So, again, if this is just to decrease violence, you're never going to do it. You're never going to do it. 5 yards is never going to do it. But, again, if it's to make it entertaining, and there's a lot of reasons why you think the dynamic kickoff should be moved up 5 yards, and it includes players being more safe, and it includes ratings being better, and, NFL players don't mind it, then sure. But what's the point of special teams? There's plenty of guys that get fucking paid just to play special teams. But if these kickoffs are either getting fucking kicked off into the end zone or it's to the point where they're returning it every single time, what's the point? I just don't know. I don't know. And do I think it's turning into flag football eventually? I mean, fuck, dude. If you were just to look at a trajectory of how the rules have changed just in the last 10 years, you would say it's definitely gotten less violent. That's for sure. So
100%.
I don't know, man.
We'll see. Well, we got two more topics here. The first one I want to bring up are some rumors, and we kind of talked about this just a little bit ago. The Titans are rumored to be picking Cam Ward as the number 1 pick. Should he be the number 1 pick? Personally, my opinion, no. I mean, my opinion, honestly, I think the quarterbacks in this draft, none of them are that great. But they need a quarterback. So sure, looking in their situation that they have, sure, but not confident with it,
I couldn't agree anymore. I couldn't agree anymore. Honestly, I think the quarterbacks suck. To me, personally, I think this is the worst quarterback class since 2022, the one that we fucking talked about and went viral. If you need a quarterback and you have to grab one, Cam Ward would be the guy, in my opinion. However, there are 2, maybe 3, 4 generational guys just sitting there. Abdul Carter, that man could be the next fucking Micah Parsons. Travis Hunter, a guy we've never seen before. There are generational talents. So if you miss on a quarterback and you get rid of, or you try to hit on a quarterback that doesn't hit, and you get rid of the opportunity of getting a guy that's going to be generational, which one of the fucking 4 guys, there's definitely 4 guys that could be generational in this draft specifically that are not a quarterback. You miss, you're going to look like a fucking idiot. That's all I'm going to say. If I was the Titans, I would pick him just because you do need a quarterback, but I would seriously think about Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, even Graham. There's a couple of guys, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I don't know,
100%.
though, man. I don't know.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting when we get there. And then, Zach, do you want to take off with the last one?
Yeah, I do. And before I do, I just want to preface this. I actually saw Will Campbell smoking weed as well last week. So Will Campbell's arm length was measured longer at his pro day than his combine. It went from 33 inches to 32 inches, or 32 and 5/8 inch. So I actually saw him smoking weed. He definitely should drop at least to number 11. The Niners, they definitely should look at him and just say, fuck it. He'll be in the fucking Bay. He could smoke some weed, and that's fine. His arms are short. I'm kidding, by the way. But I will say this. I saw a stat that there has not been a Pro Bowl offensive tackle that has the same, if not less, of a wingspan that Will Campbell has with his arm length since 1970 or something like that. It's been ridiculous, or it's never happened. So for him to go from 32 and 5/8 of an inch to 33 makes a big difference, at least analytics-wise. However, if you turn on the tape, Will Campbell does not play like he has a small wingspan. And all jokes aside, I have Will probably in my top 7 prospects in this draft. I think he's the best offensive tackle. And seriously, I really hope the Niners pick him. I've been saying this all offseason. I am praying that they pick him because I don't give a fuck about arm length. That kid knows ball. He plays ball. He is fucking phenomenal. All jokes aside, I didn't see him smoke weed. I wish I did because the Niners, I would fucking scream at if they didn't pick him. I'd give him a call personally. Kyle, fuck weed. Pick this motherfucker. But yeah, he has small arms. Not very lengthy arms, fellas. No reason to fucking pick him. He's not that good. He has short arms, but no, all jokes aside, he's a fucking baller, and I'm hoping the Niners pick. Yeah. But I think it's time to crash out even more about the Niners, Anthony. What's our next segment?
So it's just like from 2 weeks ago. So for those who listened in or didn't listen in on our episode about 2 weeks ago, Zach did a blind ranking players that have played for the Patriots since 2000. Well, this week, Zach, I'm doing the same thing, but with Niner players since 2000.
And if you guys didn't watch it, we'll probably make a clip out of it. But if you didn't, I kind of fucked Anthony and did it on purpose. So I'm expecting the worst.
Don't expect too. Honestly, don't expect too worse. Because honestly,
I am expecting the worst.
You picked fine players overall.
I picked some decent guys.
Yeah,
I picked some decent guys, but it was the order that kind of fucked you. So I'm expecting to at least get some decent guys, but be fucked in the order as well. And then you might trick me. I know how this shit works. I'm expecting the worst, but.
Your first player, Zach, are you ready?
1 through 5.
Michael Crabtree. And yes, 1 through 5.
1 through 5, right? Okay, I'm going to put Michael at 4.
One being the best. Michael at 4.
Michael at 4. I like Michael, but he kind of got dogged on. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Don't
the best corner of the game.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That shit was tough. Sherman dogged him.
He did.
He dogged him.
Your next player, Frank Gore.
Oh, don't do this to me, Ant. You know my favorite position, too. Are you going to give me a Patrick Willis? Are you going to give me a Fred Warner? I think Frank Gore is a great number 2, but he probably should be number 1. I'm going to put him at 2.
Okay.
Please, God.
Your next player, Jake Moody.
Okay, number 5 instantly. Fuck that fool. Fuck Jake. How the fuck is Jake Moody still a Niner? How is that bum a Niner? That man's missed more fucking field goals than I've missed shots with girls. That's saying something. Fuck Jake.
Okay. Your next one, Zach. Are you ready?
I don't think so.
Patrick Willis.
Yes! Number 1. That is my favorite player of all time. He is the GOAT, in my opinion.
And you ready for your third?
Yep.
Colin Kaepernick.
Dude. That
kind of nailed it.
I would change Michael Crabtree for Colin, but that's pretty good.
I would too.
That's pretty good.
I would too. That was pretty good though.
Frank Gore, Colin Kaepernick, Michael Crabtree, and then fucking Jake dumbass Moody. Pretty good.
Pretty good, man. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
We both did really well.
Yeah, no, we did.
I like that. So if you guys have any blind rankings that you guys want to see, let us know in the comments. However, we're thinking worst losses of our lifetime with our team. So it'd be the worst losses since 1999 for Ant and the worst losses for the Niners since 1999. Both of us have had some tough losses, so that's going to be
we've had some. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's going to be one hell of a ranking right there.
That could be fun. But that wraps it up. And you got anything else?
No. We know it's pretty slow right now. I mean, realistically, there's a whole lot of nothing happening right now. We're just going to keep it real with y'all.
Burger.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But we appreciate you guys still watching our videos when they come up, even though, like I said, there's not really a whole lot going on, but we're doing our best out here. In the meantime, shit's heating up. Go check out the Good Old Hockey Podcast. Playoffs are just around the corner. Go listen to Sean and Alan. They got some shit cooking up.
Yes, they do.
And yeah, like I said, playoffs are around the corner for that. So be sure to keep tuning in on that. And if you're into hockey, at least, just go from there with it. And then with us, we love the support still that you guys are giving us. Please like, subscribe, comment, give us more blind rankings. Like we honestly, blind rankings are probably our favorite one that we like to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's fun. So keep giving us ideas.
Honestly, we might add two too, just in case, because like these segments are 35 minutes long. If we want to do like 45, we might be doing 2 a segment or 2 an episode.
Right.
So please give us your comments if you guys want to see one. These are always entertaining. And even if you don't give us the order, we can always order it to the point where someone's going to get fucked. It always goes wrong. That's it.
Yeah.
But give us your comments, what you guys want to hear, if there's any other games you want us to play, and that's about it.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, comment, like I said. and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.